I became a Christian, and 3 months later, I met my now fiance on Tinder. I had something happen where I had a direct experience with Jesus Christ, and this is as an atheist. And get this too, she swiped no on me 2 or 3 times. So the algorithm, God put me in her algorithm. I have my current girl because of Jesus Christ. It took me 30 years to find the woman that was perfect for me. I met her at 30 years old. Obviously, I dated plenty of women before her and had a couple longer term relationships. And, yeah, they were really, really stressful. Really, really stressful. The girls were just constantly complaining, and just like, you could just tell that the women, they were good sometimes, but they were just, they just complained a lot. And I like to be light. Like, I like to feel like the person that you feel light when you're around me, So, and I go out of my way to make sure that the person I'm with is feeling good, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just really weird that all these women were just generally stressful, didn't feel like they really had my best interest in mind, how my current girl does, who's my fiance now, by the way. I've been with enough women in my life that I kind of know different personality styles and et cetera, et cetera. And so this is what happened, okay? I have my current girl because of Jesus Christ. Now, I'm a lifelong atheist up until I was 30 years old. I had something happen in my life that I had something happen where I had a direct experience with Jesus Christ, and this is as an atheist. And it was very direct because it wasn't just like a flash. It was like a extended period of time, dialogue, etc., which sounds crazy, right? So like, if you don't believe it, I get it. I totally get it. I would think that's crazy too. Basically, long story short, I met Jesus Christ in a certain way, and he told me some things, and from there on, I was such a staunch atheist that I think the only way for me to be Christian was having that direct experience. So I always wanted to find somebody that I loved a lot, and that, like, I really loved their personality, and I felt like they really looked out for me. I became a Christian, and 3 months later, I met my now fiance on Tinder. Okay. I have met many women. I used to work in bars. I used to be very good at cold approaching. I don't know about very good, but I was okay. I had no problem going up to girls. I've met many women in my life. I've dated some. I've had an experience. I've also been surrounded by a lot of really good quality women. Like, I was really lucky that, like, a lot of my friends, like, I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and like a lot of my friends, like my girlfriends that aren't like the ones I date, but like my friends that are girls, people like, who you are if you see this video, Renee, Justine, Jenny, certain girls that I've had that were good friends in my life, just quality. I was surrounded by quality. I was really lucky in that. And by the way, there's so many more girls. I just don't want to name them all. But basically, especially in that friend group, the Crestwood ladies, I was around a lot of really good quality women. But for myself, it was just very hard to find one that was for me. In that group of women, we were friends. I didn't connect on that level with that group of ladies. We were just good friends, right? So I've been around by so many women, some being incredibly high quality, some being kind of trashy, to be honest, and some really trashy, but like mostly good, honestly. And my mom and my sister and my family members are classy ladies. I know a classy lady when I meet one. And for some reason, it's just so hard to find a classy lady. 3 months into being a Christian, I met my girl, and get this too, she swiped no on me 2 or 3 times. So the algorithm, God put me in her algorithm, she swiped no on me multiple times because she thought I was going to be kind of like a playboy. She wasn't totally wrong there. And So she swiped she swiped no on me, and the algorithm kept giving me to her, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. You know, like, I don't know if that's a normal thing. You know, you normally, if somebody says no, why would they give it again? And then she eventually just said, why not? Swiped right. We met at the Rec Room at West Edmonton Mall, and, you know, we fell in love the same night we met. And it's just like, that's Jesus Christ. Like, I have literally been around so many women in my life, and I was never able to find a woman where I'd be like, yo, you know what, you have the parents. Like, a big thing for me was like, I want a woman that's calm and loving and supportive, obviously, but I want a woman that has like, I always wanted a woman that had like an amazing family, you know, because like, I think when women or men, when they have really bad childhoods or bad moms, bad dads, it really traumatically impacts them for their whole life. And I wanted one that just had an amazing quality family, and Ella, my girl, has the best family. I'm very, very close with them, and it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing, you guys. Like, I was a hardcore atheist, and I was like obnoxious, right? Like, I would fight against Christians, and I'd tell them why they're stupid and why they're blah, 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 blah. But it just goes to show, 3 months in, she happens to say no to me multiple times on Tinder, of all things. Like, Tinder is not where you find your wife. And like, we're both not really Tinder people per se, you know what I mean? Another crazy thing is that she ended up leaving her job. If she didn't leave her job, she had a feeling to leave her job. I think I'm getting this right. She had a feeling to leave her job. And because she got off her job, one of her friends was like, why don't you try Tinder? She's not really like that. She's an artsy girl. She's not like a clubber. You know what I mean? She doesn't, like, I introduced her to the party. She wasn't that at all. But just like, and then her friend convinced her, she went on, and then we met each other. It was just crazy. And like, also too, like, when we were on Tinder, like, I wasn't necessarily the easiest to get along with on Tinder too, because I was kind of like, I'd kind of give her a little bit of a hard time, but in a good way. And like, I tried to hang out with her multiple times, and she kept like being busy, and then my ego took a hold, and I was like, you know, if she's gonna say no, I'm gonna try one more time. If she says no again, like, I'm probably not going to do this. I'm not gonna try again. But then, like, I did try a few times, and then there was like this conscience in me that was like, put your ego down, keep trying. She had this one photo on her Tinder where she was like looking into the camera, and she was like, you could tell the kindness in her eyes. And I was just like, you know what, John, even though this feels like such a long shot, and I normally wouldn't chase a girl like that, because like, if a girl gives me, you know, if I'm trying to hang out with a girl and she's like clearly saying no, or like, you know, obviously isn't going out of her way to hang out, then like, I gotta say, it's like probably my ego, maybe self-worth, but like, generally speaking, I'm like, okay, like, I'm not going to be begging for any of this. Like, that's not what I do. But I just kept it really playful and light, and yeah, we ended up meeting each other, and the rest is history. And it's like, I don't know, this is my message to you guys, is if you've ever kind of contemplated Christianity or anything, but like, you got a bunch of questions, a lot of things don't make sense, maybe there's parts of the Bible you don't really agree with, why don't you just give it a try? Why don't you just give it a try? Just suspend disbelief for a little bit and just try it. Why don't you just try and just say, you know what, there's a lot of things I don't know. Watch Passion of the Christ. Honestly, it's an amazing movie. It's going to make you realize really what Christ did. But yeah, like, I just wanted to let you guys know that, like, I think that there's a lot of dating advice out there, and it's like, and they have all these different tips, tricks, etc., psychological games, and it's like, what worked for me was becoming a Christian and dedicating my life to Christ, and accepting he died on the cross for our sins. And even sometimes as a Christian, it feels kind of weird to say the Christian stuff, because, you know, for so long I doubted it. But I'm just telling you right now that it's not a coincidence that I met my fiance, who's going to be my wife, 3 months after I was become Christian. Oh, here's the best part too. When I became Christian, I was with a girl at the time. I forgot even to mention this part. I was with a girl. She was Christian. And then I became Christian. She didn't even seem that excited when I became Christian, which was really odd. Funny enough, now she's into like crystals and all these different things. She calls herself a Christian. Regardless, anyway, I wish her well. But I was with her, and then maybe a week or two after, she ghosted me. Left me with $40,000 worth of debt and ghosted me. Never responded to my messages. I didn't try to keep reaching out. I just said, if she's going to ghost me, then we're good. So I was with a Christian girl. God got rid of that Christian girl, who turns out now to be into witchcraft stuff. And then he gave me my current fiance. It's just like, and I wish my ex well, honestly. Like, I don't have bad blood. It's fine. She had a really, really, really messed up childhood. Really, really messed up. And of course, like, messed up more than you can believe, So I really feel for her, and it's okay. I don't want to be around her or anything, but like, I forgive her. And I do, hopefully she has a good life. I don't want her to live terribly, even though she left me with $40,000 debt that was ours. So $20,000 each, but, yeah, like, he got rid of the person I was with and then brought me Ella. Like, thank you, Jesus Christ. My life is better because of it. This is just one example, but I really hope this at least opens up your mind. Maybe just try it. Forget like the trying to be smart and figuring it out. Just try it and see if it works. And I hope it does. God bless you guys. Love you. Bye.